going to be a girl talk dating Q&A video. Yeah. So if you've been keeping up with me on Instagram, you already know that I was like trying to get this YouTube video out literally yesterday. The original plan was to post a reacting to my viral videos YouTube video, but the footage all crashed. So now we're here and we're gonna do a quick little like Q&A session, and I think it's gonna be so fun because it's right around Valentine's Day. We just need a little chat, right? Like that's so fun. You guys submitted your questions to my Instagram story and we're going to talk about them today. I'm so excited. There's a good mix of questions in here about like my specific relationship and love life, but also just general like dating questions, dating advice. I haven't posted a ton about like my relationship with my boyfriend. Like I've posted it, but it's like a pretty private thing, so there's a lot of details that you guys will be finding out today. Question number 1, how did y'all start talking? Asking as an introvert. Okay, I totally get you. I feel like in high school, I was so much more shy than I am now. For my boyfriend and I right now, we just kind of naturally became friends and we were friends for a long time before dating, so there wasn't ever like, I don't know if there was ever like a talking stage. It was just kind of like, we were already friends. I don't know, the struggle is so real, but I would say just like make goals for yourself to talk to new people every day. Start to just be friends with a bunch of random people, and eventually something will just progress naturally. How long until a boyfriend reveal? This is my most asked question ever. I want to do a boyfriend reveal so bad. He's so cute, and you guys, I already know you would just love a boyfriend reveal. It would be so much fun, but I'm kind of cautious to do a boyfriend reveal just because I understand that the internet can be a little crazy sometimes, and sometimes I feel like it can just add a lot of like random pressure to your relationship. We've been dating for about 8 months now, which is pretty good amount of time, but I don't know, I still feel kind of like protective and private of our relationship, if that makes sense. I don't know how to explain it, but I think for now I'm just gonna keep doing little like soft launches, and I won't like actually do like a face reveal unless things are getting like really serious. Just know that he's a cutie. He's so cute. Who made the first move? It was me! Surprise, surprise! Normally I would be so freaking scared to make the first move, but guys, I felt so comfortable with this guy. And yeah, I was scared to tell him that I liked him, but at the same time I was like, he's literally my best friend and I cannot keep this secret from him. That is crazy! So I just literally, one day I told him over the phone, I was like, bro, I think I'm starting to like you actually. And then he got a girlfriend. And then a long time later we started dating after they had broken up, and it was a lot of time passed. It's a long story, but let me know if you guys want to see like a little like YouTube short or TikTok about that, because it's kind of a crazy story. What's the first thing you noticed about him and the first thing that he noticed about you? Ooh. The very first thing that I noticed about him was how compassionate and kind he was. It really stood out to me the way that he treated the people around him and the way that he would like listen to others and just really empathize with people, and that was very impressive to me. I feel like that's kind of like a rarer quality to find, and so I was like, wow, that's a really cool, like, genuine good guy right there. We've talked about this question before, but I can't remember what he said for his answer, so I'm just gonna call him really fast and we can hear his answer.
Hello?
Hi!
Hi.
The people want to know, what was the first thing that you noticed about me?
Ooh. I don't know, I think your ability to like see people, I don't know if that makes sense, but like it was refreshing to be around someone who felt like they actually cared about the people around them, rather than just kind of like a superficial, like, Jordan is one of those people that can like reach out and kind of like, I don't know, minister to the one, so to speak, like really make people feel seen. Like with me, like we're always like really good friends, right? But I think I realized that you were one of the few people that like, I don't know, would take an interest in my interests and like cared about me and my life and how everything was going, and that, I don't know, wouldn't make me feel dumb for having weird hobbies, or was willing to like participate in my interests.
Aw, that's so sweet! That was yes, that was so good. That was so sweet. Okay, wait, our answers are so similar, because I was like, how genuine he is, and like how the way that he like interacted with other people and compassionate and kind he was, and like just emotionally there for others.
Love you.
Love you, bye. Aww. He's so cute, guys. He's such a cutie. Yeah, there you go. What did you do on Valentine's Day? We all want to know. Okay, I'm so excited to tell you. Valentine's Day was so much fun. My boyfriend went all out. Like, seriously, he planned such a fun day. It was a complete surprise to me what our plans were. He just said, okay, at this time, like, we're gonna have a little surprise date. So, like, block out this chunk of time in your calendar. And so I was like, okay. He surprised me by taking me to a bunch of like different significant places in our relationship, and at each stop there was like a different little letter to read, and there were like pictures to go along with it for just like reminiscing on good memories in that specific spot, and then we'd spend time at that spot, and there was also like a little gift to go with each spot. It was so cute. Like one of them is Cafe Zupa's, a little like restaurant place, is one of our favorites, and we always go there for our big milestones. We went there on Valentine's Day for dinner, and we got a super yummy dinner. We also stopped by this cute park that we like had one of our first few dates, and that we like in the stage when we were right about to be boyfriend and girlfriend. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. And he got me this really cute like picture holder thing, like this frame thing that is, it's so cool, it like collapses out, and he printed out so many pictures of us so I can just like swap them out each day and like change it. It's so cute. Anyway, so he got me a bunch of other fun gifts, and we went to a bunch of different places, and then of course flowers and chocolate, of course the classic Valentine's thing. It was so much fun, and just we had just such a good time like talking and spending time with each other, and so he's amazing. He planned such a good day. Next up, how long should a talking stage last? I have no idea how to answer this question. I'm so sorry. I feel like there's so many different opinions online. Everyone's like, oh, any longer than this many months or this many weeks or days or whatever is too long, and you should have been dating by then. Girl, I don't know. Everyone's different, obviously, but for me and my experience in dating, I feel so much better when things progress really naturally. So like, my boyfriend and I, we were literally friends with each other, I think like 2 years before dating. And so we had known each other a long time. So I feel like when we actually started to like each other and like have a little crush on each other, there wasn't much of like a talking stage because we were already such good friends, and it just progressed really naturally. It was like, okay, well, I think we should start dating. Like, we would work really well together. So I don't know if there's like a specific number. It's just kind of individual to each person and their relationship with the other. I will say though, be wary of people who are leading you on, and don't try and lead other people on either. Like, just if you don't like them, don't extend a talking stage. How do you know when they are the one? Ooh, I don't know if this person is talking about like the one as in like the person that you're going to end up like dating, or the one as in the person you're ending up marrying. When it comes to dating, I feel like you know if they're like the one, if it's just natural and easy and peaceful. I feel like that defines a really healthy relationship, is one where you just feel a lot of peace and joy and goodness. Now when it comes to knowing if they're the one to marry, I don't know, man. I've never been married before, so I don't really know if I have a lot of advice for that, but I feel like that's a really, really big decision that you'd have to include just like a lot of prayer, a lot of pondering, talk to all the people in your life, like get a lot of opinions, sit with your decision for a long time. And I feel like for a decision that big, you will be guided, you know? Is it scary to date or fun? I'm very scared, lol, but I want to date. Ooh! It's scary. I'm not gonna lie, it's scary. When I very first started dating, I was terrified. I was just like so scared of boys. And so I didn't start dating until like pretty late, I guess. At the beginning, it's really scary, but the more you do it and the more dates you go on, the more you realize, oh, it's not that deep. Like, first dates are just, you're just hanging out with a friend. Like, yes, it's like a date, but it doesn't have to feel stressful and intense, or like an interview, or like you're questioning like, oh, is this the person I'm gonna be with forever? Like, just go out, just have a good time with them. The more dates you go on, the less stressful it becomes, and the less scary it becomes, and the more fun it is. Do you ever feel pressured to rush into things? Feeling this at the moment. Ooh, this is so real and so normal, and I feel like it's not talked about a lot. So many times, there's just a lot of random pressure in dating, like whether that's from friends or family or social media, or just like your own expectations for like how far along you should be in your relationship at this certain time point, or all of these different things contribute to this like weird pressure pressure that we can sometimes feel in relationships. I've definitely felt that before. I've definitely felt that, just like, not because anybody else was pressuring me, but because in my head I was like, oh man, I need to know if like this is the person I'm marrying at this many months. But that's not the case. You don't have to adhere to like a certain timeline. Every relationship is different. I think something that helps a lot with like relieving that pressure to rush things is to just talk about it with your partner. That has helped me so much. So I went and talked to my boyfriend and I was like, hey, I'm feeling this way. I don't know if you have these expectations as well, but like I feel really stressed and like this weird pressure and it's making me nervous. And he was so good and reassuring and he was like, no, it's okay. Like, we don't have to move super fast, like we can take our time. I think just talking to your partner, making sure that you're on the same page and realizing that you have the same expectations helps lift that pressure so much. How do you maintain a Christ-centered relationship? Something that is so important to keep Christ at the center of your relationship is for both of you to have an individual relationship with Christ yourselves. We each have our own things that we do each day in order to stay centered on God, like reading our scriptures, praying, but then also when we're with each other, we also still pray and read the scriptures. Not saying that that's like the only thing that we do together, but we include that in like our day-to-day. Like if we go to eat a meal, we'll just pray over the food really fast. I feel like that is the best way to make Christ at the center because you're both kind of aligned and both looking towards God. Any advice on how to tell if a guy likes you or not? I feel like in most cases it's pretty obvious. Like I feel like if a guy likes you, he will pursue you and put in a lot of effort. But then again, there's also some guys that are just naturally really shy and it takes a lot more time. Maybe just watch like their body language and also just the way that your conversations are. Like if they're complimenting you or if they like sit close to you or like grab your arm or something like that. I feel like those are like kind of little indicators that that boy might like you. Every guy is different though, so it's hard to tell. I don't know. What age would be a good age to start dating? For me, my personal like rule or guideline for myself was I didn't want to start dating before I turned 16 years old. But honestly, even then, once I was 16, I realized, whoa, I don't feel like I'm ready to date. I was so terrified. So I actually didn't really start going on dates with guys until I was probably like 17 or 18, honestly. And what I've learned is that really it is so up to the individual. Like everyone is ready at different times. Just because I was not ready at 16 years old does not mean that you can't be, you know? I'm a late bloomer and I was also a late bloomer in dating, so that's just how it was for me. But I feel like 16 is like a general good age to start dating just because you're a little bit older, you kind of understand the entire dating dynamic a little bit better. Obviously you're still really young and there's like a lot to learn, but that's what I would recommend. But also talk to your parents and just like ponder about it, pray about it, see what feels right to you. Last question. How do you overcome first date anxiety? Oof. I had the worst first date anxiety. Like I would get so scared. I would have like literal anxiety attacks before going on a date. I kid you not. If I knew that I had a date planned in the evening, I could not do anything productive for the entire beginning half of that day. I was so nervous and stressed and I would like literally just like sit on the couch and think about like, oh my gosh, I have this date that I'm gonna go on. Like I was so scared. I hate to say it, but what really helps is just going on more dates. It's like exposure therapy, man. Like the more you do it, the easier it gets and the more you realize like, oh, it doesn't have to be super high pressure. Like, oh, plus group dates help a ton because then it's more of like a friend group dynamic and so it feels less intensive. Like, oh, how do I keep like the conversation going and how do we avoid the awkward pauses and stuff? Group dates help a ton. And I just had to do a lot of like mental internal work to like retrain my mind to think, okay, a date is not stressful. It doesn't have to be stressful. We're just friends right now. If it goes somewhere, that's great. If it doesn't, that's also okay. It's totally fine. We're just going out. We're gonna have a good time. And yeah, it took a lot of like rewriting the way that I think. And I just had to like keep telling myself that. And it was a process. That is it for today's little video. This dating Q&A. I loved that so much. You guys have such great questions. Thank you so much for pulling through and commenting on my little Instagram story because guys, I was stressing about what video I was gonna post this weekend, so y'all are the best. Love you guys so much. Bye!